Hey there, I wanted to go over a quick example of the pricing template that's being delivered to your inbox. And I'm also going to be sending you some common questions I get around pricing. So be sure to look out for that too when I send that over. But for now, I just wanted to show you how it works. So this is the free one that you're getting, and you'll enter an hourly rate, which is what you would pay yourself for the time of just making the product. So I'm just going to fill out some numbers for an example here. And then you also would enter the standard shipping that you charge the customer, because that is used to calculate this part here. But let me start at the top. So first you'll enter the item name. So I already have something filled out right here, but I'm going to fill out a new example right here. So say we're doing a Nana charm bracelet, and then you just list out the materials that you put into the bracelet. Then you're going to enter the price of the material and the amount of the material. So the Nana charm, 50 cents, and there's one clasp. The spacer beads, you'll have to calculate, and I do have another inventory sheet where you can do this if you're buying in bulk. So say I bought 100 spacer beads for $8, it would come out to 8 cents per bead. So you'd put the price per bead, and then you'd put the amount of beads. So say I have 5 or 6 spacer beads in that bracelet, and then a family tree bead, 45 cents. And there's one. So as you're entering that information, it's going to take the total price per material. So it's taking the amount of material times the price, and you're getting your total cost of material here. And then you're going to enter the time that it takes to make the item. And you'll see that the formula is doubling the cost of material and your cost of time. It's doubling that to get the price for wholesale, or the recommended wholesale. And then it's doubling the wholesale price again to get your recommended retail. Now, this one also includes adding an Etsy listing and transaction fee and a credit card processing fee into the recommended final retail price. You don't have to use that, obviously, if you're not listing it on Etsy. However, usually there are some type of fees wherever you are listing your items, and usually there's always going to be a credit card processing fee. So this one will just take the higher amount. And the final price for your records, enter the price that you actually want to list your item at. Just keep in mind that the amount of time is really just the time that you spend on making the item. So there's a lot of other work that goes into it. So by doubling that, your cost twice, it helps to account for all those overhead expenses as well. But I'll get more into that in the email. And right now I wanted to also show you an example of that other template that I mentioned that includes the pricing template. So with the free pricing calculator, you have 2 boxes here to price 2 items. Okay, so when you upgrade to this inventory system, you will get the same pricing setup pretty much, except there's a little bit of extra place to add a picture, description, item ID, and instead of just the 2 boxes, you'll have up to 1,000 boxes to price up to 1,000 of your items if you just keep scrolling down for that. So plus this package comes with several other pages that are all linked together to save you time with your data entry. So really quick, you'll have a place to enter all your inventory, the raw materials that you've purchased, and it's going to calculate the price per unit. So for example, with the clear spacers, I would just enter the amount in the package, which was 100. It paid $8 for it, and then it's going to add in the price per unit. Now, if you're selling materials that you need to track in fractions, say if you're selling fabrics and you want to calculate the price per yard and then have it use 1/4 of a yard or half of a yard in the pricing section, you can also do that. All you have to do is enter the amount of material as, say, 1/2, it'll change it to 0.5, and 1/4, it'll change it to 0.25, and that sort of thing. Also, another really good time saver with the pricing worksheet and that's linked in this template is you can just type in the raw material. So we have clear spacers, and it's going to pull in the price of material right here automatically based on what we had entered in this page. So the thing is, you just have to spell it the same way in both pages. And then if you don't want to use that, you can always delete that formula if you're not wanting to enter it in inventory purchased. And then of course, everything else pretty much works the same as far as adding up the total price of materials. And okay, so the other really great thing about there's 2 other tabs here. And the rest of these are just extra, but the finished inventory COGS page is going to pull in all of this information, your item name, IDs, and the cost of the items. It's just going to automatically pull in everything that's entered in the pricing worksheet to list out all of your items. All that you'll have to do is find where the item is and then enter how many times you've made and sold the item. So say we sold the Nana Charm bracelet 2 more times, I'll just enter a 3 for both spots. It's going to continue adding up my cost of goods sold up here at the top and the side, and that is something that US sellers report is a tax deduction. And so the raw materials inventory page, after you enter information in any of these pages, all that you'll have to do is come up here to data, refresh all, and it's going to update with the amounts sold and any new raw materials that you add. So for the Nana Charm bracelet, it updated that we've sold it 3 times, and so now we started with 5 beads here, and now we have 2 beads available. So now we have 0 of the family tree beads. So this will help you keep track and know when you need to reorder different items or when you're running low on something. So that is basically how it works. So I hope that helps describe how all these pages work together. And I hope you enjoy the free pricing template. And if you want to continue getting further organized with your pricing and your inventory, definitely the raw materials inventory pricing package I know will be a huge help for you. And also look out for that free template, and good luck with pricing your items.